everybody, this is Yvette, your photo teacher, and in this lesson we are going to be going over presets and some extra little advanced masking things. So if you saw my previous video, that previous video was on masking, and we're going to do a little bit of extra masking stuff, and we're going to talk about presets. So it's going to be a nice, short, and fun lesson today. So here we go. All right, so first image is up right here, and the first thing we want to do is just go through our primary edits. Now, what presets are, before we get started with the primary edits, presets are filters. And with each filter or each preset, it will vary on its output depending on the image. So when I do my initial edits, I would say do them on the light side and then check out what the preset's going to do, and then you might have to make some adjustments. So let me show you. So in this image right in here, I'm just going to bring up the exposure just a little bit and just bring up just a little bit of contrast. Great. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go over to the left-hand side. On the left-hand side, let me just show you. So this is what it's going to look like on your left-hand side panel. So you have presets. We'll click on presets, and we are going to go to adaptive subject. I'm going to expand on that. Once I expand on that, I can kind of scroll and then watch as I start to make kind of some changes. So when you're working with imagery, we want to think about end output, or what is this for? Okay, so this is for a real estate agent headshot. We want this person to look warm and inviting. So the best one, I would say, either is going to be pop, or in my instincts, warm light. So I'm going to choose warm light. Great. And then from here, I can make some little adjustments. So if I want to bring up the highlights a little bit more, maybe the whites just a hair. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm not going to do too many more things. Now, the next thing I want to kind of dip into is that masking again. So again, if you watched that last video, we were talking about masking. So I'm going to click on masking. And let me show you some things that we didn't talk about. So we're going to click on Create Mask, and this time we're going to go to Select People. Under Select People, the AI is going to do an analysis of the image. It's going to recognize the person, so I'm going to click on People. And then check this out. So we have now the ability to even more highlight and just work on very specific areas. So the specific areas that I want to work on are her eye whites. So I'm going to click right here. I'm going to create that mask. And I'm going to make the exposure just a little bit, not too much, right? See what happens? Whoa, not too little. Oh my gosh. Just a little bit right in there. Perfect. Okay, cool. We did that. Now let's do another mask. We're going to go to Select People. It'll recognize that. And the next thing I want to work on is her teeth. Okay, so we'll go click on Create Mask. I'm going to work on that exposure just a little bit. Don't make them look Regisy, right? Don't make them look fake. Just a little bit. Let me pull up the whites. I think actually it's too strong, so I'm going to pull that down. It's a little bit too fake right there. Okay, great. Okay, if we feel like maybe we want to change the hue a little bit, let me just show you what that means. Like you can make your teeth, right? It's a little on that, and then I'm going to make it a little bit bluer. Okay, great. I like that a lot. All right. All right, last thing we're going to do is create another mask. We go to Select People, and let's work on their lips. Okay, and I'm going to give it a little bit more saturation. Let me show you a lot. Looks like they have lipstick on. Now they don't. So this is at neutral, just a little bit. Okay, so let's see what we did. All right, so let's close this mask. Let's look at our before and after. Look at that, everybody. Wow. Look at that. That is huge. What a huge difference. Huge difference. And if we look at the clock, we've spent really a short amount of time to do very transformative work. Okay, let's look at one more image for this for this video. Okay, let's take it off of the before and after, and let's get back to loop view. And on this one, I'm not going to do any changes. Let's not do any initial changes. The exposure is pretty good. But what I want to do is I want to go to black and white. And in black and white, what I really want to do is I'm thinking conceptually, I'm thinking about the piece, and I really want to emphasize the hands. I really want to emphasize time. And so that use of the contrast and use of the whites adjustment. So if you look on the right hand side, something I didn't mention, that look at what this filter did. You can kind of check that out. Now again, we can make our subtle adjustments, but I like that overall. The other thing I'm going to do to this image is I'm going to make a little vignette. So on the vignette, I can either go on the darker side to kind of emphasize that, or I can go on the whiter side. I think I'm going to go slightly on the darker side, just a little bit, just a little bit. Again, there's going to be a point where it looks too emphasized. Okay, very, very good, very good. Okay, and then one more thing, just looking at it, I feel like the whites right in here are a little bit blown out. So I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to pull the highlights down just a little bit. Just a little bit, just a little bit, give it a little bit more contrast. Okay, all right guys, there you have it. There's some examples of presets. They are really powerful. In the next video, we're gonna go back to presets, but I am gonna show you how to make a custom preset using this image. Okay, everybody, talk to you soon.